So, we're working in OSCiLLOT again, and I don't really have any idea what I'm going to do, but I wanted to make a patch, and I figured I might as well record it, and if it's worth watching, then I'll post it. And if you're watching this now, then that's a sign of things to come. So I really like oscillator A. And in this case, I want 3 of them. Because oscillator A is just the nicest one, the simplest, and the most useful, in my opinion. There's like oscillator B with its fanciness, but it's just basically a simplified version of oscillator A. And then, just to show people that are still on the fence about buying this, it also has, some of what's in here, I guess. It also has this morphing oscillator, which was featured in, I think, my last video. And this thing's pretty cool too, but I learned in that last video that you can't detune this oscillator in sense. And so if I was going to use this in my music, all of the oscillators would have to be tuned to 440 and then detuned with pitch bend or something like that. We'll talk about that in another video. If I haven't already posted that one, I will at some point. In any case, so we're going to have 3 oscillators, means we're going to need to mix them together. And let's see, what else could we add? We need, obviously, a couple of these. These are pretty standard issue things in my synthesizers anyways. 2 envelopes. Following with being pretty typical, I always have an LFO for if I want to LFO something. It's nice to have. And let's see, what else? Now we gotta get a little creative. Filters, I like this red filter. We're gonna use this red filter. This thing is pretty cool just because it has some drive and it has all these different types of filters. So that's why I'm going to use that one right now. And then trying to think, should I use 2 filters? I know what we'll do. We'll use a formant filter, because I haven't tried that out in OSCiLLOT yet either. And so we're gonna fuck with that. Let's see, what else can we do? Oh, by the way, yeah, this has kind of become my my workflow is to just get everything out and set up. And I think this is just probably not myself only. I think this is probably pretty common, but I like to get everything all set up and kind of arranged, and then figure out what the signal flow is going to be, because you get everything determined as far as what you're going to use, then it makes figuring out the signal flow really easy, and then you don't have to rewire things and figure out where you're cutting things in it and whatnot. So with that being said, we definitely want a wave shaper in here to shape these beautiful formants. And at this point, we'll probably have to start connecting things to get an idea of what the sound is going to even sound like. But I wanted to I had something else in mind. What was it? Oh, well, I know I'm going to use a reverb. I always throw a reverb in. And I actually really like the OSCiLLOT's reverb. I think it sounds nice. It's just kind of a really... Well, all of this has a very surgical digital tone to it, which you would expect out of something made in Max. So it's a very academic kind of program, in my opinion. But for me, this is a good thing. I think that's a strong suit in OSCiLLOT, because I'm not, if you know, if you want a modular synthesizer, an analog modular synthesizer, then sorry, you have to buy one. And that costs a lot of money, and this is not an analog synthesizer, so let's get over that. I've seen some of this on the internet talking about, oh, well, it doesn't really sound like a true analog synthesizer. And yes, it's true that there are good mimics of analog in the digital world, but you know what? Sorry, you want real analog, you gotta buy real analog. That's just how it works. So in any case, and that really, like, surgical sound that you can produce with this is not at all off-putting. It's definitely very appropriate in certain for certain elements and the types of elements that I would expect to see people creating with OSCiLLOT. Okay, so now we'll just we'll get started patching here, because I don't really know how this is gonna all go together, to tell you the truth. Okay, and then an audio out, and yeah, I guess we'll figure it out later as far as everything else. Okay. Output. Oh, what? Put it behind? It never puts it behind. I kind of like that though. Why is this dominant? Oh, very weird. Very weird. Anyways, I screwed that up. But yeah, so our outputs all go like so. And then our pitches are all gonna go like so. Then we'll use this envelope as our gain gate. So that'll just come down here, pretty standard. And then now we've got, I think we want to put the formant in front of this other filter, just because I'm going to put like a low pass or something, yeah, to just control the vowel-y sound. And then this signal can go, I guess I might as well just go straight into this wave shaper, and then into the reverb, and then left and right channels. Oh wait, yep, that's a problem there. This has to go to VCA, and then to the reverb, and then left and right channels out. Because if you take, if you try to go into the reverb and then into the VCA, you'll be left with either left or right, but you can't choose to use both because of the way that this signal is read. And so, yeah, that's what you have to do. And again, we're not using these two things right now, but that's okay. And then again, I'll just set this up with a pretty standard little envelope. Oops. That's gonna sound really weird on my video because I have my speakers on, so hold on, let me fix that. So there's a formant here in the like GA range there, which is kind of interesting. But let's turn this all the way up first. Let's see what else might sound good. Man, they've got a lot of stuff in here. Let's try something like this. So maybe we'll send an LFO to this filter. And then we'll change tune our oscillators and change some of the waveforms. We're just playing around right now. We're trying to get something interesting. I think we'll detune this first oscillator 12 semitones. We'll try to I actually really liked that weird sound when it was super high pitched. I think we'll take our CV2 Okay. Yeah, so that's really disgusting and grungy and kind of awesome. And now let's see if we can make get a little more space here. Might add I just want to make something a little more interesting here. Yes, I haven't used this thing yet, but let's see if we can to I'm getting in over my head for this video. We'll do that in another one. I want to instead just use a ladder. Will be fine. And we're just going to take this output from the wave shaper, and we're going to stick it into the ladder. And then we're going to take Q value down a little. And then we'll try frequency shifter. I'm just screwing around and I don't really know. Maybe this will be informative, maybe not. Maybe I'll post it, maybe not. Maybe I just don't even give a damn. So yeah, it'll probably be posted. Yep, I like that. Now I think about this Leslie when I plug that in there. I think this Leslie will sound pretty good afterwards. So we'll take the signal and then we'll plug it into the Leslie. So that's kind of cool. And, yeah. We'll try one of these, and then we'll probably call this done for now. I don't really know, but I gotta go get some food, man. So, we're gonna call this one done after this effect here. Alright, let's see. Signal left and right. Oh, interesting. I hope maybe we can do this. Oh no, we're gonna have to mix them. But if I do that, I'm trying to think how I can. I guess what I'll do is I'll put this before the Leslie, and that way I don't have to think about it. And it'll sound just goddamn awesome. I don't fucking know. Probably, more than likely. There we go. Something like that, and then this can go. Ah, yeah, I still have the same problem. What the fuck? Yeah, okay. Well, we're gonna route it this way anyways, and then we'll just, we'll use one of these guys. Oops, where is it? There it is. Good old-fashioned merge. Get one signal out and send that to the VCA. Yep. Alright. Okay, so now let's see what we got. Turn this right down. Yeah, I might sample the crap out of this thing and then use it in a track. So anyhow, that thing is just kind of gross and disgusting, and it's kind of complicated, and we didn't wind up using this envelope again, which is fine. I suppose if we wanted to, we could put it on something. We could put it on like we could put it on like this ladder. I'll just do that real quick. Take the gate, because we want to have sustain, and we'll take the signal to the CV1. Then we'll just do like So yeah, there it is, man. That's all I really got for this episode. I don't even know what you would call this freaking thing. And once again, of course, because of my OCD, once you get to the finish here, it looks all nice and tidy, and so I don't know. I think it's worth screwing with like that. But I hope this was useful in some fashion. This disgusting little thing. But yeah, peace.